Astral in focus, missed estimates. The stock is in pressure today. I spoke to Astral's ED and CFO Hiranand Savlani about the company's growth plans going forward. Listen into a small slice of that conversation. Mr. Savlani, what was it? PVC prices dropping, which led to this performance in Q1?
Yes, absolutely right. That the PVC price on YOY basis, if you see, it dropped by 14%. So that was the reason of drop in the top line. Otherwise, the volumes were flattish. Overall, the demand scenario in the industry was flat. So because of that, this situation is there. Otherwise, I think margin front, I can say that if you remove out that 25 crore rupees of inventory loss, I think margins are almost in the line with normally we are delivering in Q1. Normally, our Q1 is loaded with the PVC mix on the higher side because agriculture demand will be there. So because of that, if you historically see for last 7-8 years number, Q1 is always low with the margin because of the PVC mix is high. Our Q4 is always peak where the CPVC volumes are very high.
Got it. So how do you, I saw that in some cases the volume of take in the adhesives business, value in adhesives business and otherwise have inched higher in July. But what about PVC prices? Is there a trend that is formed? Is it easy to predict that trend as well, Mr. Savlani?
So I think for a commodity, it is very difficult for anyone to predict the trend. But one thing is good that now the polymer is trying to settle down. So the slowly and gradually that confidence is coming. So because of that, you can see July numbers were very high of 30% volume. Of course, base effect was there in that. We can't say that it is a normalized kind of last year, July. So because of that, it is also showing very high volume. But otherwise, if I remove the base effect also, then also the demand scenario it was good in the July. But again, on the basis of 1 month, we can't predict anything. So we have to wait for some more time, how the volumes are shaping. And then based on that, we will be in a position to say that now the situation is improving.
Got it. You span a variety of businesses now, Mr. Savlani, while pipes is still the dominant factor, but there is adhesives, there is bathroom products, etc., so on and so forth. So sanitary ware, quite a number of things. How is demand on the ground? We are trying to ask this to every large company about whether demand on the ground is picking up, is it steady, or is it coming off? What do you have to say to that?
I think demand is not picking up fast, but demand is okay. I can't say demand is great. So demand scenario is okay kind of things. But normally, this kind of scenario is happening in the industry. Once you are delivering 2-3 year good number, 1-2 quarter, 3 quarter, maybe little bit lower. But overall, we are of the view that demand is going to be there. There is nothing to worry about the Indian economy. And the way numbers are shaping, we are confident that 1 or 2 quarter will be little bit here and there. Like in adhesive, you say last quarter was little weak. But again, you see the July is the 30% volume value growth. So it is maybe a spillover. Sometimes some quarter will be low, sometimes some quarter will be high. But overall, again, whatever we are guiding of adhesive for 15% kind of growth, we are confident that we will be able to maintain that kind of run rate.
Got it. Okay. You are also this whole chatter around your backward integration by setting up your own CPVC resin plant. Now, Mr. Savlani, would you want to, I'm guessing it's good to have as much control as you can on the entire chain, if you will. Can you tell us the rationale for doing this? I believe what you've said is that this one will come up, commercial production by Q2 FY27 now. So tell us all the details about this, the rationale, the outlook, and what it does post Q2 FY27.
So, Neeraj, the biggest thing we should first understand what is the CPVC market, because unless until we will not understand, then we will get a lot of confusion in the mind. What was the rationale of Astral to go into the CPVC? The biggest rationale for Astral was the quality of the CPVC. I'm sure you must have listened recently the news going on into the social media and many other industry players also that many of the projects that CPVC pipe is not functioning very well, because many of the players are not able to maintain the quality of the product. So because of that, the pipes are getting leakage. Now for Astral, maintaining quality is the mantra. And that is what we have maintained for so many years. So getting the quality supply at an affordable price is very, very important for any industry to sustain for a longer period. If you remember in 2015, when we came out from Lubrizol and started backward integration and making our own compound, and we did research for almost 2 years plus, and then we develop our compound. And when we came into the market, everybody was worried that Astral is getting out from Lubrizol and they will be in big trouble. But in fact, our margin expanded by 300 bips. And that is not I am telling you today. It is there in the number. You can see our number of from 2015 and today's number. So that was the biggest advantage we do. Similar thing we are seeing that number one thing is the quality. Secondly, today you see the CPVC manufacturer who are there in the country, they are generating 25 to 30% kind of EBITDA margin. So you can understand the kind of margin. Secondly, their investment cost is very high for the plant, and the operating cost is also very high. If you compare the technology which Astral has developed, we are quite confident that our cost will be very low compared to the industry. So that is going to give us a big advantage in the coming time. So quality was one thing. That is why we have taken the decision, because the way India is putting anti-dumping duty on the CPVC, all the international players, the Japanese player or maybe the American players, their costing will never going to match with our costing. Their costing is going to be very high. Secondly, they have to incur the logistic cost to bring that material from Japan or maybe some other countries to India. So that cost is also going to be very high. If we are manufacturing locally, I'm confident that our costing will be very low, and that is going to give always edge to Astral compared to any of the competitor. And it is not that overnight Astral has taken the decision. We were working this technology for last 3 years. Once we got confidence, we have taken multiple batches of this in our R&D department. And when we got the right quality and the right costing, then we took the decision to come into the plant. So I think it is going to be a game changer for Astral over a period of time. It's the only question of next 12 months. I can only request that you wait for 12 months and see once our production starts and what kind of advantage Astral is going to get. Third thing, the way polymer prices has come down, I am sure that a lot of demand is going to shift from PVC to CPVC. That the volume of CPVC is going to go high in the coming time. Now, when the volumes are going to go high, then you need the raw material consistency and the right pricing. Okay, because you are going to play with a high volume. So in that case, this plant is going to help us in a big way, and that is going to be a real benefit to Astral when the volumes will go high. And today also the manufacturers which are supplying to India, many of the manufacturers are not giving the right quality. Sure. And that is why the failure is coming. Today many projects are getting failure. So these are the rationale why Astral has taken a long-term view, and our investment is what? 120 crores.
Exactly.
Like 1,000 crore EBITDA, 120 crore is not a big number for us.
So Mr. Savlani, let's assume that it helps you in FY27 in the second half. Until then, is the picture looking slightly better or stable? And do you expect that some stability that you've seen in July, can that be extrapolated for Q2 at least, or is that difficult to say right now?
So I think on a 1 month basis, I don't want to jump in. That is not a right way also to communicate any of our investor. So let us wait for a couple of more months and see how the situation is getting out on the ground. And based on that, I am sure that on the second half, we will definitely communicate to all our investors what is the ground reality, and based on that, if needed, we will revise our guidance also. But wait for the Q2 number, and then we will be able to communicate that thing.
Okay. And just wondering, just one last question, Mr. Savlani. So that is on demand, but would margins show a better trend from Q2 itself?
Definitely.
Margins will.
You see, today, if you remove this 25 crore rupees of inventory loss, that is not going to be there in Q2.
Okay.
So in that case, margin will definitely going to be better.
Got it. And last customary question I asked you sometimes when you talk about capex or expansion in other categories, you don't need to raise any external capital, Mr. Savlani, I presume. No equity capital raise in the near term, I presume.
So today also, if you see, we are sitting on close to about 500 crore rupees of cash.
Perfect.
So there is no need for raising any of the capital.